Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect in space. It's not like that anymore. I think you could realistically describe this game as very similar in a lot of ways to Prison Architect when it first came out, but the differences are far too many these days to offer some sort of direct comparison. Anyway, in the previous episode, we did a lot of things. We got a cool storage up and running, so we've got this place which is now frozen, so all of our berries and the meals that we cook and such, they're all frozen. We got some research. You can see we've got a simple wooden research bench there. We've got a wooden table, and we also added another couple of homes here, which I do still need to put some wooden sleeping things in there as well. We also got another crop growing area. Oh, and finally, if we can load the planet eventually, we now know where the spaceship is. It is miles away, so we won't be doing that, at least for the foreseeable. So in this episode, we're just going to max speed out there. We want to do a couple of things. I want to increase the size of these bedrooms. There's a heat wave. That is going to be a little bit problematic and has already changed what I plan on doing. Okay, so as I said, we want to increase the size of these things, which I'll probably get on with this episode, just down by one, just so I can fit a dresser in there without any great difficulty. But what I also want to do now is make sure that this place is going to be kept cool. So let's go to temperature and then to cooler. I want to place a cooler in there and then a vent either side. So we'll place a vent just up the top there like so. And what that'll do is allow the airflow between all of these. We also want to put a cooler into here as well. And all of these by default will be running at, I believe, 21 degrees C, which is more than acceptable. Let's just go over to power conduit here. We want to continue on with this power conduit along there and up, and then run it along there as well. You don't have to directly connect it, but it just looks quite good. We see we've got a botched construction there. Some of the stuff is being botched because they have low skills in it, but I'm not too bothered because a lot of the people that have been assigned to these jobs have a burning passion for it, and they're only going to get better by trying to do whatever task it is that they're failing at, so there's no real big problem there. So you can see it's 55 degree outside and, well, it's about 40 odd inside, which is a problem. If we change that to -11, I don't think it will alter it. I think it just tries to achieve the correct temperature. No, it's not going to do that. So we'll just say 21 degrees C. So even though it's really hot outside, it should hopefully be not too bad on the inside. Right, so you can see we do have some people idle, which is fine. So what I'm going to do is go over to our, where will it be, structure, and then wall. And the question is, do I want to just build it, if I'm already extending this, do I want to extend it another one down, or do I not? See, I want to build it further down so we can put a dresser in here, but then will there be enough room? It'll be there. You'd still have trouble getting around. If I'm going to increase the size of it, I might as well increase the size of it like so. And obviously we're going to salvage all the materials anyway, so this doesn't really matter how big this ends up being. So there we go. That should be acceptable. Obviously we'll need to put the flooring in and remove the walls and such, but we'll let them crack on with that. Because I'm building this in separate stages like so, these will still be classed as like under a roof and all that sort of thing, so that's fine. And once they've finished the rest of this, then I'll go ahead and deconstruct some of the other stuff. The problem is if we do it too early, there might be a bit of an issue there. In terms of research, we're going for batteries because, well, we just need some sort of battery storage. We'll probably end up putting another wind turbine in and go that way, I think, but we'll have to see how it goes. Now, because of the heat wave, these might grow faster, but I'm not too sure. Are these heel roots ready to harvest? They are ready to harvest. We might as well harvest them because they just sit there on full harvest, I believe, until they have been harvested. I don't think they die back or anything like that, so let's just harvest that, and then some berries over there. And there's also a bit of crashed spaceship there, so we'll a bit of chunk, so we'll ship chunk and we'll get rid of that. So there's probably not enough wood around the place to crack on with this, so I've just got an order of chopped wood all there. Again, a lot of this here will be like, you know, we're not going for an ideal perfect colony from the get-go. This is bad. As land draws near an ancient wall, she senses foreboding, or a sense of foreboding overcomes him. He isn't sure why, but he feels that the dusty structure may contain great danger. And yes, this one here. We knew that that was going to be one of those. So it looks like the wall does go around there. So it's not the largest one you can find, but it's certainly something I don't want to be going to dig in. Certainly not. So the problem we've got here is that this food will spoil. You can see it does say spoils in 3 days, 29 days, 4 days. I think the heat, well, hopefully the heat wave lasted 1 day. It doesn't say when it will go off, so we'll just have to see. But we are gathering some new crops there, and once these crops have been gathered, I might get rid of the rice plant because it's very, very, very time consuming. So I'm actually going to delete that there, and instead what I'll do is go to harvest, and I'll say harvest all of those, and then whatever's left we can pick back up. And to be honest, if nothing else, I'll move them over to here so they'll just grow quicker. So there we go. Looks like all of this has now been completed, so I'm going to deconstruct just the front bits there. All the resources we will get back, so it's not too much of a problem. I think we can, yes, we can reinstall, so that's fine. So we will reinstall those after we've put the flooring in. So flooring, wood flooring, and then we'll go across there. Again, it's going to say we don't have the resources, but there's lots of stuff where they can go and change that. So we'll reinstall the little dog's bed, or the animal bed, I guess it is technically, because you can have other animals in there, including cows and buffaloes and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, we'll go find our sleeping box, we'll put them in there, there, and there, and that should be about it. So we want a dresser, so it gives a nice bonus when it's near the edge there. So I might go ahead and put those in. In fact, I'll put those in now, which should make this a little bit better. Obviously, again, wood needs to be harvested, but that's all on the go there. I'm going to get... I can't get, sadly, Diver to focus on the research, but I will. Do I want to change it? I might in the morning switch it over to manual priorities and knock that up, and then give it a little bit of time, and then move from there. I think if you're on the manual priorities, it's still a high priority from left to right. So if they're all 3s, then it actually is... It actually is like this. You still go from left to right. So there we are. Just double checking there. Tony, that's Surgeon Dead. That was last episode. We've got some muffaloes around there. You can see a lot of these trees here. These burnt trees we'll have to get rid of at some point too. But it's not, again, a big priority there. Looks like Diver is actually cleaning up and moving things around. So it shouldn't be too long until they go ahead and probably... Oh, they're actually building that. Well, that's perfectly acceptable. Are they going to be chopping trees down? Yes, they are. That's fine. So now these wooden dressers are awful, apparently. It's an awful wooden dresser. Why is that? Poor. I guess it's just because of the person building it. That's why. You don't get qualities on the walls, but the other stuff you do. So you can see it's poor, normal, and such. So we'll get rid of those eventually and redo them if we need to. You understand? Again, no huge priority to redo them all. In terms of the... Is that solar flare? A solar flare, so all electric devices shut down. So now we've got a heat wave and a solar flare. Anything else that wants to fling at us? Does it want to fling a psychic emanation thing? And yeah, I mean, why not? I'm going to go over to work here, and I'm going to make sure that Diver is now set to higher in that one. Is it lower is better? It is lower is better, so there we go. So that's going to be researched there, because I really want to get that done sooner rather than later, get those batteries done. What's Land doing? They're meditating. That's fine. Why are they going back and forward? Oh, because they're having a bit of food. That's fine, they're taking care of their own needs. So any second now we'll have batteries, and once we have batteries, we're going to shove a big battery bank over here. At least 3 batteries I'm aiming for, and probably another wind turbine. It'd be advantageous, I think. So that's almost done. There we go. And we'll change that back to 3 and then to standard priorities. And what I want to do is go to power, battery, 1, 2, 3. And we're out of steel, actually, I believe it says. So we'll mine some of this stuff. So orders, mine. We'll do that. And we'll crack on with that. Pick some wood up there and such. So we still need research. I'd like to go for brewing. Actually, we have... Oh, beer brewing, it's there, yes. You can also have psychoid and stuff. I think smithing is probably the way to go, because then we'll get machining and gunsmithing, and then eventually gun turrets, which is very, very useful. Eventually, we do want to get this fully walled off, but then we need stonemasons and things like that. And the problem being that... quite frankly, we just don't have the population. We only have the 3. Around about this time, really, onwards, you tend to get events where someone's being chased and you can choose to rescue them. We haven't yet had someone visit the colony that's like trading in any great items. There was 1 or 2 traders that turned up and we had a natter, but they were just passing by, really. Not like a full trading caravan, which is what we're looking for. So we'll see how we get on. So at least we've got a bit of electricity now. You can see some of these meals, I think they have perished away now. Although, no, most of these saying they're okay. So it'll take a while for them to cook. Currently they won't be able to do it because there's no power for that. You can see it's just slowly starting to turn now, that thing. And then that'll crack on there. We are removing all of this. I will order a full mining on that because I think it'll just be useful to A, get rid of it so it's not in the way, and B, we need the steel anyway for the batteries, which will hopefully be put to use in this one here, which it now is. We also need components, I believe, but it's only 2 components, and we've got 30 anyway. And I believe there's some compacted machinery. Oh, there's silver over there. There's some compacted machinery in different places. There we go. That battery is now in. You can see it is slowly charging. Very, 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 very slowly. But once we have enough power, we should be alright. So there you go, they're building the rest of the batteries. We now no longer have any real need. Actually, it's 36 degrees outside, so let's have a quick look at the bio there. Sorry, the needs. -4 because of sweaty. So yes, actually, I think we do need this cooler on. I think that's important that we have that one. This stockpile zone is 3 degrees, 2 degrees. It's slowly going down. It's not reaching freezing temperatures yet. What's that? -5 and -5. So, is it just taking a while? It is just taking a while. There we go. It's now getting to freezing temperatures. You can see on the right-hand side, it's hovering between 0 and -1, and that'll slowly go for that. That's fine. So, we can see the batteries have now got some charge. That is excellent. What I'm going to do is go to power, wind turbine. I want to get another one of these put in. Just going to put it right next to this other one because, again, of this stuff here. This stuff here, nothing can grow on there, on the rough sandstone, so putting it there is probably quite useful. Remove some of this stuff here by the look of it as well. And then they're going to go ahead and build the other turbine. Is that now connected up, or is it not connected up? It's not connected up. That's a big problem. Why is that not being prioritised? Prioritise work on the building, please. Why would they remove that? Why would they remove the cable and then not build this? Happy days. Alright. And once we've got this in, these are both connected up, which means we're not draining the batteries, because at the moment this isn't even connected to the grid. There we go, they're both in. And now the grid's going to be spluttering all over the place. There you go. We've got some weird electrical failures. It's like Uncle Fester's lab. Yep, that's all over the place. Yep, okay, cool. That's not what we wanted. Why on earth is the floor not being put in around here? It's, for some reason, been cancelled, and I don't know why. Anyway. So, this is getting mined out. That is hopefully going to be alright. You can see we don't have power there yet, but it is spooling up. You can see that's spinning around. That says blocked by oak tree, and I have prioritised that. I'm going to get land to cut that right down, because you can see the difference. Look at that. So this one's on about 50% of its maximum generation. This one is probably on 35-40. You see that jump up? It jumped up a noticeable amount as soon as that tree went. So yeah, that is a problem in having that. What I tend to do is put dumping stockpiles around here, so it means that nothing can grow on it, because obviously you can't, nothing can, like big trees anyway, can't grow where there's big slate chunks and things like that. So that tends to be quite useful. So we now have positive power, that's good. We've still got these rice plants growing. The corn is not too bad. Let's just get rid of some of these burnt trees because they're a bit ugly. And I think what we'll do is issue some hunting orders. I would like to issue a training order on the muffalo, and no handler. Yeah, it requires level 4 in animals, so we can't do that one. So what we'll do is we will... Female tortoise age 141. Wow, okay. So it feels a bit wrong to go and start. I was going to say, let's hunt the tortoise and we'll have that. But, you know, if it lived that long, then, you know, cool. There's an alpaca, or maybe a llama. It's an alpaca. Oh, there's also some steel over there that I haven't unforbidden. There was also some further down here, and there was some to the left, I believe, as well. There's another big area that we have no idea what's in it, but almost certainly bad. I'm sure there's more steel around here. Not as sure as I was a minute or so ago, though. There's a ship chunk. We'll deconstruct that. There's a packaged survival meal. Just one, though. Just out in the middle of nowhere for whatever reason. There's some steel there. I mean, the best way of doing it is just zoom out and then double click, but yeah, that's the only thing there. Okay, that's fine. In terms of animals, we do want to start hunting something. There's only 2 muffalo, which is a bit of a shame. Where's that? Oh, there's some alpaca over here. So I'm gonna go for male alpaca, male. They're all male alpacas, so we'll just go for the oldest one. So we'll hunt. It's gonna be a bit tough, but we'll put it in a nice stew. There we go. Okay. So you see the dog. Actually, just having a wander around. We could go for some release training, and I think I am going to do that primarily because it'll level up the training for them to handle animals. Who else would we want to train, or at least attempt to tame rather than train? What about an alpaca? There's some alpacas over there. So they're going down to hunt there. I think we'll tame that alpaca there. Psychic drone. Every colonist of the male gender winces in pain. Not great at all. So we've had a lot of bad events, not a lot of good events. Got a minor break risk. That'll be diver. Yeah, diver, because they've been walking over here where the bodies are. Where is in the research tree? Geothermal generator, windmill. I thought we had to research that. Do we have it now? We can't have it now, surely. Oh no, we do. We do have an electric crematorium. And we need granite blocks. Okay. Well, there's slate, and we can change it. Yeah, so you can change that there, but that one you can't change for some reason. You definitely can change it, because the problem is we don't have granite around here. We have slate, we have marble, and we have sandstone. So what I could do, I could make oh, there's a steel wall. Oh, right. Deconstruct, and then floors. Remove floor, because that is useful material. So there's there's another steel wall. Wow, okay, let's keep on doing that. Get loads of steel. Right, is this the same? I think it is. Looks steel wall to me. Steel wall, yeah, might as well get rid of that. We'll get some steel back. Actually, we might end up just getting the wall, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, so I'm looking around. Is that another steel wall over there? It is. Oh, it's a marble wall. Okay, marble there. That's sandstone by the look of it. That is steel again. Wow, okay, loads of steel wall. That's slate. I'm looking for like a building that's made out of one type of resource. Is that steel again? It is. Good grief. I'll leave that there. I don't want to issue too many orders. The reason for it is if I can remove a lot of those tiles, we don't have to then make the stones ourselves. We can just cut it up. So what we'll do is we'll say deconstruct all of that. Deconstruct, I believe there was a little bit of wall down there. And while we're on that one there, and over to flooring. And we'll deconstruct that one as well. And then that one there. So you can see as soon as they remove that, we do get sandstone blocks. So now we should have the option under production to change that to a sandstone. Yeah. So we now have a sandstone electric crematorium. So we do want that, and we want that sooner rather than later. And I think what we'll do is place it just somewhere for now. Again, a lot of this is, well, I say temporary. It might become permanent. You never know. Around here is out of the way, so I don't really mind that. So let's do that. I'll go for structure here and then wooden wall. Actually, do I want a wooden wall or do I want a sandstone wall? Ideally a sandstone wall, because I don't know if the wood can... I don't know if it'll be a problem, so I'll change it to sandstone. Sandstone door, that's some Indiana Jones temple stuff, that is. Anyway, the psychic drone is now ending, which is good. You can see they are cracking on with this sandstone wall. They won't be able to crack on with the sandstone electric crematorium because they don't have nowhere near the resources yet, but they do have the resources for the rest of it. The reason I haven't put this bit of wall in, because that one will obviously get built last, and then it's a big problem because of this. How are we doing for that? Well, that is 86% grown, 40% grown, 63% grown, and we do have now, by the look of it, some nice stuff in here. I might be able now to go ahead. I'm going to change this to make sure we have, I say 31 meal. 30 meals will be fine, and we can cook a fine meal, and we want to say do until we have 10. So the highest priority is simple meal, and after that we cook a fine meal. It just means that people's spirits will be lifted a little bit by eating a fine meal, which is why we're going to go ahead and do it. In terms of power, we do need to run some more power, which will run across like that. We will need a light in there as well. I'm probably going to put some electric lights in actually all of these rooms now, but we'll see how we get on. I think we need to get... We haven't got a sculptor's cable, we haven't got a hand table, nor a stone cutter. I think a stone cutter's table is probably the next thing to go for. Stone cutter can go there. That should be fine. And that'll allow us to create the stone blocks. And we'll have to set all that as a bill, but for the time being, I would hope that we have enough resources from the buildings that we're taking down. But there's still loads to take down anyway, so yeah, we should be fine on that one. Should be completely fine. Where are they off to? Where's Lan off to? Taming. Ah, it's going to be taming. Or at least attempt to tame. I don't think an alpaca... what's the percent chances of it? 20% chance. I don't think an alpaca has a... like a boot off... range, if that's what if that makes sense. So if you fail taming, I don't think they have like a... If you have a fail, I don't think they have any reason to kick off and start fighting. I'm pretty sure that's okay. That's a steel club. I would like to deconstruct it, but I don't know if we can. Let's have a quick look at the needs here. We can see we've got low expectations and the master there, Arcles master. On site environment, minor pain, sweaty, awful bedroom. Awful bedroom? I had to sleep in an awful bedroom. What awful bedroom? Is it this one? That's a quite nice bedroom, surely. Or is it because the bed's horrible? I don't know. What I'm going to do, though, is just in case it is this floor, I'm going to put the wooden floor like that. Because it might be because there's bits of dirt in there. Could be. There's only one way to find out. We've got more than enough storage in here. It would be nice to place some storage benches as well, but I don't think we need it just yet. What are they cooking? Is that a fine meal? That's a simple meal. Simple meal. Simple meal. The reason they're not stacking them is because they have different... I think it's different ingredients and different spoil times. So, that's why. Got a minor break risk on Diver, and I don't know why. Where are they heading to now? Oh, to deconstruct that wall. That's fair enough. It's a lot of steel, and it's quite far away. I'm going to issue some more orders to remove the floor, like there. You can see there's still a lot of floor there, and they will remove it. And we'll get resource off it, at least we would hope. So let's see if they're in here. So Rodriguez needs ugly, unsightly environment. Awful bedroom, -4. What's wrong with that bedroom? See, now we've got spacious interior and quite comfortable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Maybe a side table. That should hopefully fix it. End table there. There we go. That should be fine. That should be fine. It's 23 degrees out. What I'm going to do is... Do I want to toggle the power on the cooler? I might as well. So we'll power toggle there, and we'll power toggle there. Actually, no, we'll keep that one okay. Transport pod crash. Relationship. A medical assistant named Cougar is crashing in a transport pod nearby. If she survives the impact, she'll be badly wounded. Cougar is from your enemy, Constitutional Confederation of... Unpronounceable. You can capture her for recruitment or slavery purposes. Relationship with a colonist. She's Lan's sister. Oh, and there we go. Cut. 2 cuts to the torso, bruise on left leg, and a crack in the left humerus. Right, so let's get. We need to designate one of these as for prisoners. There we go. And capture. So, land's going to do a bit of a detour from here. Going to rescue. There you go, sister. And we are going to nurse them back to health and try to capture. Now, I believe at some point... Inspired recruitment. End in 8 days. Okay. And when was that? 10th, and it is the 12th of August. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So we're going to bring them in here. Undraft them. And what we need to do now is set their needs. So you can see they're fairly... It says they're a female space refugee. Incapable of firefighting, pyromaniac, jealous, and transhumanist. Dandy. I'm going to give them full medical with recruit. No point in reducing the resistance, really. We'll give them full medical because we do plan on them hopefully being here permanently. We do have all the resources there. You see, we are now bandaging them, but only with medicine from the planet via the plant. What was I going to say? Moderate blood loss there. But hopefully we'll be able to recruit those. But that'll be hopefully in next episode. Good progress, I think. We've got this corn almost ready to harvest. We've got potatoes and strawberries and all of this rice to collect soon as well. We have hopefully now a new colonist, Cougar, and we have batteries, which is the main thing. Having a permanent battery storage now, allowing us to always have this cooling, is very, very good indeed. Why is that camel hide there? Shouldn't it be in there? I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Next episode, we'll go ahead and crack on. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.